So my story is it's called Melody of Fire, and it takes place in India in the 16th century, and it's a story that's set in the world of classical Indian music, and a lot of it is true. Some they say is true, but you can decide if you really think it's true or not. But it has to do with a king. He was a great king named Akbar, who was contemporaneous with Queen Elizabeth I of England. I mean, practically contemporaneous. And he was a great king. He ruled a huge swath of India. But another reason I consider him great is he was culturally very, very open. And I've been to his palace, actually, which is outside of New Delhi. It's like an hour from the Taj Mahal. So to place him historically, his grandson built the Taj Mahal, so I'm sure everyone knows the Taj Mahal. So in Akbar's palace, he had a palace for art. He loved art, literature, music, just everything, dance. And the amazing thing is he was illiterate, actually, but he loved art and he encouraged art. There's a palace for his astrologer in that same citadel that I visited. And there's also a palace for philosophy. So he used to invite thinkers from all over India and including Europe to discuss the nature of God. So he had Catholic priests, he had Muslim imams, Hindu priests, other philosophers. And so that's why he's considered great, another reason he's considered great. So he had a musician in his court. So, and the name of this musician is Tansen. So, and he, as a little boy, Tansen went into the forest. He used to herd cows and sheep, but he was never very interested in that. He loved listening to the animals, and he used to imitate different animals he would hear in the jungle, like lions and tigers. He would imitate them. And he could imitate them so well that one day a great music teacher was walking through the forest, and his friends got scared because they thought there was a lion in the forest. And it turns out it was just this little boy who was imitating the sound of a lion. Well, the music teacher was so impressed, he asked his father if he could instruct him in music. So the father said yes. So Tansen grew up to be one of India's greatest singers, actually. And in Indian music, if you don't know, the melodies are called ragas, which actually mean color. So different ragas are supposed to give different moods, but not just give moods. They're supposed to actually make things happen, like make rain happen. There's a particular raga for the monsoon, which is supposed to be filled with the atmosphere of the rain, the heat, the songs of the birds you might hear during a monsoon. There's ragas for the morning, for the evening. There are ragas to make you sleep. So anyway, just that's to give you the background. So Tansen, he became quite popular. He could sing really, really well. And there was another king for whom he sang. This king was in Rajasthan, where all the great palaces are, which you have probably heard of. And so anyway, one day, Akbar the Great visited this king's court. And Tansen sang so well that the king said, Akbar asked this king if he could have Tansen come to his court. And the king said, yes, that's fine as long as Tansen agrees. So Tansen said yes. So he went to Akbar's court. So he sang, and he would be, there's like a little pool outside the king's chambers. So he would go there, and in the morning, and there's like a little, there's like a plank on the pool, you can sit there. And he used to sing melodies for the king in the morning to wake him up, the melodies of the morning, the melodies of the late morning. And so Akbar just loved Tansen's music. But what happens when you're really good at something? What happens? Other people get jealous. So there were other nobles and courtiers who got jealous of Tansen, and they discussed among themselves, what can we do? We have to bring this guy down, The king likes him too much. Akbar likes him too much. So he thought, what do we do? And then one of the nobles had an idea. He said, we'll have Akbar ask Tansen to sing the Raga Deepak, which means the Raga Deepak causes lamps to burn. It causes fire. And they knew that if a singer who's really good and really powerful sings that raga, I mean, if he's really good, which Tansen was, he will burn himself to death. So they thought, yes, this is a great idea. We'll ask Akbar to ask Tansen to sing this rag Deepak. So at court one day, Akbar asked Tansen, what happened is the nobles first went to Akbar and they said, you must ask Tansen to sing the rag Deepak because that's the true mark of a great singer. So Akbar knew that Deepak could light lamps. He probably didn't know it would cause a singer to burn to death if it was really good, but he said, all right, he's a great singer and this will prove that he's really great. So, okay, let him sing rag Deepak. So they call Tansen to the court. Akbar calls Tansen, and Akbar tells him, everyone says you're such a great singer, and the true mark of a great, really good singer is to sing this rag Deepak. So I want you to sing the rag Deepak. So Tansen is like shocked, because he knows that if he sings that Deepak, he is going to burn himself to death. He knows this. And he also knows in the 16th century, you cannot say no to a great emperor. Your only options at that point are to be trampled by elephants or, some people used to be buried into a wall and stuff like that. So he doesn't have any great choices here. So he thinks and he says, okay, sire, I will sing the rag Deepak, but I need 2 weeks. I need 2 weeks to prepare for it. And Akbar says, okay, come back in 2 weeks and sing. So Tansen goes home and he's like, what do I do? Because there's no way out of this, because I have to do what he says, but yet I know if I sing that, I'm going to burn myself to death. So he thinks and thinks and thinks. And then finally he has an idea. He thinks, my daughter? And then he says, but could she really? And he's like, okay, let me try. So he has this idea that he asks his daughter to sing the rag Megh. And what does that mean, the Megh rag? It's the rag of clouds. So it's to bring clouds, lots of clouds, storm clouds. So when he starts singing this melody of fire, the rain will cool everything down. But he tells his daughter to ask another daughter of another master to sing with her, just to make sure she's powerful enough. He's not sure she's powerful enough on her own, but both of them to do it together. So, and he tells her, wait till the lamps have started lighting in the palace. And she says, okay, I will. And the reason he says that is because he wants Akbar and the nobles to see that he can light the lamps with his song before the clouds come to wash it off. So he's in the palace. Akbar's in the palace on the throne. Tansen's there. He's ready to sing the rag Deepak. And if you imagine an Indian palace in those days, there would have been clouds of incense. There would have been garlands of flowers everywhere. I'm sure people would be smoking hookah pipes, and so a very and there would be liquor, by the way, as well. So a very dreamy kind of atmosphere. So Tansen starts singing this rag Deepak. And after a while, not only he starts sweating, people in the court start sweating. They start sweating, perspiring. Someone says, open that window. They open the window. And then he keeps going, and then the lamps light, and they all light. And now it's getting really, really warm, and he can't stop himself. He's in this music, and he has to finish it. And things get warmer and warmer and warmer. And then he runs out of the palace. He goes outside and he sees that the rivers are boiling and that birds are dropping dead from the sky. The heat is so intense. But over in the courtyard, he sees that his daughter and the other student have started singing. And slowly, the clouds start coming in. They start coming in, and then start pouring rain and pouring rain. And it cools him down, it cools everyone down. And that's the end of the story. But I love that tale because it gives the power of music, and Thonson, he had to use his intelligence to get out of that. So.
Oh, that's a beautiful story. I have to share a little story about talking with Nartana.